everybody, welcome to Kavanaugh's Corner. As always, here on the channel, I'm Andrew Kavanaugh, and I review 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays. I'm a big fan of physical media, and if you are too, then I ask you to please consider subscribing down below, because I am always reviewing something new here on the channel. And today on the channel here, I have an extraordinarily strange motion picture here. This movie is 46 years old this year, which is crazy. And that movie is Popeye here, starring Robin Williams and Shelley Duvall, and a slew of other great actors and actresses are in this. This is such a strange movie to me. It's a musical that doesn't really need to be a musical. Harry Nilsson did the music to this movie, who is such an incredible musician, a singer-songwriter extraordinaire. Did the famous song Everybody's Talking for Midnight Cowboy. This is even a Disney co-production, something that doesn't really get mentioned a whole lot. I find that this movie is also incredibly entertaining and very charming. I can't imagine another human being on Earth playing the character Olive Oyl other than Shelley Duvall. She is Olive Oyl. I mean, if you've seen any of the old cartoons, you know that she literally is that character in this movie. Robin Williams is phenomenal as Popeye. I actually really enjoy him in this movie. I can't not see Robin Williams. And with Olive Oyl, I don't even detect Shelley Duvall in this movie. She's just so extraordinary, and I love her. And she was always an amazing actress, and these two, sadly, along with a lot of other people in this movie, are no longer with us, but they left an indelible mark on like being a live action cartoon, which is really the point of this film. I'm going to be talking about this new 4K disc here from Paramount. We're going to be talking about the picture quality, the audio quality, and the special features. So two things I always like to get into before I do one of these reviews. One is that I watched this on an LG OLED, a 77-inch C4 OLED. I watched this with a Denon receiver hooked up to a UB9000, a Panasonic 4K Blu-ray player. I have a 5.1.2 surround sound setup. Your experience with this movie may be wildly different, but I'm just giving you the information of what I watched it on so you have a better understanding when I get into the review here in a minute. The second thing is that this movie was sent to me by Paramount and Alliance Entertainment. I'm not getting paid monetarily by them in any way, and they don't care what I say. Now, any video that I do where a product is being sent to me, my opinion of the disc does not change. My reviews are my opinion and mine alone. They are not swayed by any kind of product or anything like that, just so you're aware. Now let's jump right into the picture quality here. First and foremost, I don't really have a ton of information about the transfer that was used for the 4K disc included in this set here. I only know the fact that it has Dolby Vision. The older Blu-ray that came out about 6 years ago very well may have been taken from the same transfer, but this is now only seeing a 4K disc for the first time. What I do know is what I saw with my own eyes, and I was extremely impressed with the transfer on this disc. This movie, to me, I will be honest, I don't own this movie previously on Blu-ray. I've never owned the older Blu-ray, so I can't do much in terms of a comparison between this and the older Blu-ray. All I know is what I've read about that older Blu-ray. And from what I've heard, that older Blu-ray was no slouch. It was actually really decent picture quality on that. But watching this in Dolby Vision, I was really, really impressed. This new transfer is extremely lifelike. Detail level on this was very, very impressive. I noticed fibers on clothing, on different costumes, from medium shots, medium length shots. I was noticing stuff like that. You can actually even see some of the seams in Robin Williams' big arm prosthetics that he wears in the movie. There's some close-ups now where you can actually see some of the the makeup like stopping at the wrist. There's like little lumps and stuff. It's actually kind of fascinating how much this 4K disc reveals about the film, but it also shows how impressive some of the sets were in this movie. It was just a very, very interesting watch from beginning to end. I mentioned vibrant colors. The Dolby Vision on this disc is really, really impressive. There were some shots in the opening scenes where Popeye's kind of like rowing to shore to the town where the film takes place, and you can see like the town of Sweet Haven in the background, but the sea in the foreground is this beautiful teal, like bluish green, just gorgeous landscape shot. And it's just, I mean, I was floored by that. I never have seen such beautiful colors in this film before. I really brought the life out of this movie. Skin tones are very accurate, but it also shows how wild some of the makeup was used in this movie to really portray some of the characters. There were some really beautiful daylight scenes in this. The bright daylight sequences are really, really beautiful to look at. There's a lot of great color tone mapping in this. One shot that was really impressive to me was a shot where Bluto, the bad guy, is looking at Popeye and Olive Oil with the baby, and he sees them, and he actually get like a point of view shot from him, and you see everything is red. And they did it for real with like red lighting, red costumes. They repainted parts of the set red. Just crazy stuff. Robert Altman was a madman making this movie, but you can see that shot now. I mean, it blew me away how they were able to pull that off. There's also some really beautiful nighttime sequences. There's a fight where Popeye fights this big boxer guy on like a floating arena kind of thing, a floating boxing ring. And that whole sequence was unbelievably beautiful looking. The lighting of that scene has such wonderful highlights now on this 4K disc. It was really, really impressive. And the black levels throughout this thing were basically perfect. So I gotta say, like, I was really, really surprised how much I enjoyed Popeye in 4K. I can't explain it. Like, this is actually a standout disc in terms of picture quality. Who knew, you know? Like, I didn't know, you know, Popeye, of all things, was going to be one of the best releases in terms of picture quality I've seen all year. I had no idea. It's Popeye, but here we are. It has a beautiful filmic look. There is some film grain throughout the picture, but it's never anything really heavy. The film grain definitely looks to be minimized, but you can still pick up on it. It's not very heavy at all. It's very light, and I'm glad they kept the film grain in some way. I don't like these movies where they've completely DNR'd or used digital noise reduction to just wipe the grain completely away. For this, in terms of picture quality, I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. I know that's insane, but I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 because I found no faults, and this is a phenomenal restoration of this movie. They did a hell of a job. Now we get into the audio quality portion of things here, and this is where this disc kind of starts to have some problems, in my opinion. So this movie on the 4K disc, we have 2 audio tracks, same as the standard Blu-ray that's included, and I'll kind of get more into that later with that standard Blu-ray. But the audio tracks on this disc is an original stereo track, and that's a Dolby Digital 2.0 track. I think it's actually the original theatrical audio, but sadly there's no information here about that. But I have a feeling it is that original theatrical audio mix. And then the main audio track on this is a Dolby Digital True HD 5.1. And that main audio track there, the 5.1, is the exact same as the older Blu-ray that came out 6 years ago. It's okay. It's nothing that special, and it serves the movie fairly well. The music and the musical score, I should say, the songs and everything sounded great. There's really not a ton of stuff that happens in the surrounds of this movie, but everything is kind of really well spread out in that True HD track. Why this wasn't up to like a DTS HD 5.1 or I really don't think this movie would ever get a Dolby Atmos, nor is it necessary. It would have been nice to get a little uptick in audio on this, but my main issue, this 5.1 track seemingly, for me at least, really buried Popeye's dialogue and a lot of the dialogue in the film. It's not all the time, but it's a lot of the time. Popeye mumbles a lot in this movie. If you've never seen this film, it was kind of a character trait in the cartoon too. He'd kind of like mumble to himself, and it was always some kind of funny line or something. A lot of the funniest jokes in the movie is just Robin mumbling to himself some really silly stuff. You can't hear him, or at least I couldn't hear him in the 5.1 track, and I had to turn it up to an extreme amount to pick up on some of the stuff. Maybe I'm going deaf, I don't know, and I'm not trying to insult anybody who's hearing impaired. I just could not make out some of the stuff that was being said in that 5.1 track, whereas the music was mixed really, really high, as well as the zany sound effects and stuff like that that happen in this movie. So as the movie was going on, I found myself switching back and forth from the 5.1 to that stereo track. And for me, at least, that stereo track was 10 times better. And even though it's not as spread out and it's not as much of a immersive experience, even though like 90% of all the audio is coming from the front speakers in that 5.1 track, that stereo track seemed to have been mixed much, much better. It's much more even. The dialogue is way louder in that version, and also the music and everything seem to be balanced out better with everything else that's going on in this movie. And sometimes there's dialogue being spoken in the middle of a musical number. It's kind of a wild movie, but in that version I was able to pick up a lot more on some of that dialogue versus the 5.1. Personally, I think that stereo track is the better option. All things being considered, they're both serviceable in some way, that stereo track especially. So with the audio here, I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10. As for special features here, all the special features are on the secondary Blu-ray disc. So I'll show you. You open this up, there's the 4K and there's the Blu-ray there. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this disc is the exact same Blu-ray as the previous release. I feel like it is, but the disc on here is marked 2026, not 2020. So I don't know. It could just be a copyright renewal type of thing. I'm not sure. But the contents inside are identical to that previous Blu-ray disc from the information I was able to cull from the internet. There are 4 special features included. There is a little featurette featuring Robin Williams. Again, great to see him. I miss that man so much. He was such a great talent. But looking back at the movie, little snippets of interviews with other members of the cast and crew, looking back on the making of the movie, I really wish somebody would make like a full-length documentary about the making of this movie, because I heard some crazy stories. Some of the stuff that happened on there, if I talked about it in this video, would get me demonetized. There's another featurette on here called the Popeye Company Players. Again, more about the cast of the film. Popeye's premiere, which is kind of like a slideshow of photos from the premiere of this film. And the Sailor Man medleys, which are basically little snippets of the little musical numbers that are in the film, and you can use that special feature to literally just watch the musical numbers. Would have been nice to get some new stuff on here, but there's not. So sadly, in this case, I'm giving the special features on here a 5 out of 10, just because it's nice that they were included. So what are my thoughts on Popeye here? It's never really been my cup of tea. However, if it is your cup of tea and you really love this movie, the picture quality on this 4K is truly astounding. I mean, it is unbelievable looking. And the audio on it, again, not that great with the audio, and you do have some special features, but if you've already got this on Blu-ray, it's nothing you don't already own. So for that reason, I would say that this is a pickup for those who are diehard fans of this film. If you're not, you're gonna love the way it looks, but your mileage may vary on your enjoyment of this film. It really is one of those movies that I've seen over the years where people either absolutely love it or they absolutely despise it. I'm somewhere in the middle. But if you're interested in picking up Popeye on 4K, I'll leave a little link somewhere here in the video. It'll definitely be in the little shopping cart icon at the bottom of the video. If you use that link, that does help me out a lot here on the channel. If not, you don't want to do that, that's totally fine. But if you did make it all the way to the end here, again, I ask you to please consider subscribing. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you happen to be here when this video premieres and there's like a hype button thing, hit the hype button too if you want to help me out. It really helps this video kind of get out into the algorithms of YouTube. You know, it's a mystery, these algorithms. I don't know how they work. I don't think anybody really does, but it's a thing. So if you do all those things, that is the biggest help for me, and I really, really appreciate you guys watching. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so very much. I really, really appreciate you. You kind of keep me going doing this. It's been over 10 years now, almost 11 years that I've been doing this, so I greatly, greatly appreciate you and your time and patronage. But until next time, that's it for today for Kavanaugh's Corner. I wish you guys all the very best. Please stay safe, keep collecting, and take it easy. Also, make sure to eat your spinach. It's good for you.